Welcome to my first video as Nomad with a Home. So today we'll be talking about 3 ways to read more books this year. And I realize a lot of people are into books, as you should be. That's how you gain knowledge. And sometimes you are stuck in some ways that are preventing you from reading more books. So I'm here to give you my 3 top tips to read more books in 2022. So my book goal this year is to read 22 books for 2022. How do you say that in Chinese? Practicing my Chinese, you know. So this year, as I said, is to read 22 books. However, that is such a major thing for me because I only really got into reading books dedicatedly last year in 2021, and it all began with me purchasing ebook reader. I love this thing so much. So I have a video about this here, so if you want to check out the pros and cons, check out that video. And last year, 2021, I bought this in April. I was successful at reading 8 books out of the 15 goal that I had. I set my bar a little high, but this came from previously reading 0 to 1 book a year. So it's really awesome, right? So that's why I'm not disappointed in reading my 8 books last year. And this really boosted. This is the #1 tip. Get an ebook reader. So I was one of those persons who were big on physical books, and I was like, you know, I love the smell of it, I love the feel of it, I love holding the book in my hand while I'm reading. However, with all the love I loved, I did not really read much books. So I did my research and I finally decided to buy this. This one is a Kobo e-reader. This is the size of it here. This is my ebook reader. This is my ebook reader. It's a Kobo ebook reader. Listen, I don't care which ebook reader you get because it really is down to your preference. But you can check out my other video and look at the pros and the cons. And see which one you want to get. There are so many different ebook readers around, so check out which one you want to get and get one this year. Get one today. Joking? Get one today. Alright, so tip number 2 is that where can you read? So read everywhere. Read everywhere. This is so light, it can fit into a small pocket for guys. It can fit into a small bag for ladies. It can fit in a scrub top. It can fit in, I don't know if it can, well, it can fit in an our pants pocket, but you get my point. It doesn't take up much physical space, such as a physical book would. So that was one of the downsides of carrying physical books, because they took up a lot of space, and if you didn't have a lot of space or your bag was already saturated with how much ever books unloaded, you didn't want to lug around a big physical book. So another benefit is to get something as light as this, right? So read wherever. If you have downtime at work, read. If you are, or if somebody is driving you to work and from work, read. If you're in the toilet, read. I'm pointing because my toilet. If you're in the toilet, read. Before bedtime, read. And it's literally spending something like 10 minutes to read. That really builds your appetite for reading. That really builds your, what can I say, interest in reading, and getting really good book recommendations. You're not gonna know. Initially, you have to try out, a lot of different things. You can read reviews if you like. You can also read like the prelude to see, okay, is this something I'm gonna be interested in? Just to see if you like the book or not, right? So read everywhere. tip number 3, and we've reached here already, is to stop reading books that you're not interested in. If you're not interested in a book, stop feeling guilty about it. That used to hold me back, like even up to year before 2020. It used to hold me back a lot because I'm like, oh, I started this book and I really want to finish it, even though it holds no interest. Comment down below about books that you're reading right now or you've read in the recent past and it holds no interest, or any book that is really holding you and binding you and making you feel very guilty for not completing reading it. Comment down below in the comments box to let me know so that I can avoid those books. Also, let me know what are your reading goals this year. Comment down below, right? Stop feeling guilty and move on. Right now there are like 3 books that it's just so hard to finish, and I'm like, you know what, they just have to live there. You can even mark it as finished, because on this, one of the options that you have is to mark the book as finished, and you can just mark it as finished and close it so you don't see the percentage. So like this one that I'm on, the secret power of negotiating, on my sleeping profile you can actually see the percentage of the book read. So here it says 79% read, and this is actually a really interesting book. It's just that, like, I'm reading perhaps 4 books simultaneously, so sometimes I'll read interchangeably. But do not feel guilty any longer. Last tip is to get it's a kind of bonus tip, to get what I use right now to track the number of books that I read for the year is an app called Goodreads App. It's been around, it's known, like readers use this app. I don't know of any other apps. If you know of any other app that I can use, because the one downside is that I can't use it on my Kobo e-reader, but I know for Kindles, like, you can link it with your Kindle, and you know, you can track the books that you read, whatever the case may be. We don't have that option on this Kobo e-reader for Goodreads. So comment in the comment section down below if you have and can recommend a good book tracker app that you can let me know about. So that's it for this video, guys. It was really nice to have you on my first video as nomad with a home. See you in the next one.